Okay. Is everyone online?
Yeah.
Yes, going to start. In this presentation, we are going to start. In this presentation, we are going to start about global business environment, evolution, and dynamics. We are going to speak about the topic oil industry. My group 23 and my group members are Chiranjeevi Thiruvengadam, Indumati Shaktivel Rajan, Pandi Selvi Sankar, Rabi Maslam, Dheeraj Sai Agil Medikonda. Introduction. The oil and gas sector is a global powerhouse using hundreds of thousands of workers worldwide and getting hundreds of billions of dollars globally each year. The oil and gas industry is facing increasing demands to clarify the implications of energy transitions, further operation and business models. The increasing social and environmental pressures on many oil and gas companies raise complex questions about the role of these fuels in the changing energy economy. The key players in the industry, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, formed in 1960 as 5 countries collaborated to get the best price for their oil. Saudi Aramco, for example, is the largest company in the world. The 6 largest supermajors companies are ExxonMobil, Bharat Petroleum, Royal Dutch Shell, ConocoPhillips, Chevron, Texaco, and Total. These large oil companies cover all aspects in the industry value chain, from extraction through distribution. ExxonMobil is US, Reliance Industries in India, Chevron in US, PetroChina in China, Total Energies in France. The slide is about the market share of the most companies having high market shares in billion US dollars. The ExxonMobil US having the 257.95 billion US dollars. Reliance Industries India having the 226.5 US billion dollars. Chevron US having the 201.77 US billion dollars. Royal Dutch Shell UK having market share of 173.36 US billion dollars. PetroChina from China having 161.02 market share of US billion dollars. Total Energies France having 126.24 billion US dollars. Gazprom from Russia having 117.56 billion US dollars. ConocoPhillips from US having 93.87 billion US dollars. BP UK having 91.19 billion US dollars. Rosneft from Russia having 89.95 billion US dollars. Dynamic of this industry. Since its discovery, oil has played a prominent role in the growth of the world economy and in the quality of the life of societies around the world. The outbreak of new coronavirus has added a major layer of uncertainty due to oil market outlook. Between 2019 and 2025, global oil demand is forecast to grow at an average annual rate of just below 1 MB per day. Through 2025, global oil demand rises by a total of 5.7 MB per day, whereas China and India accounting for about half of growth. Simri, can you speak?
Comparison country decline in oil production. Colombia is one of the top most countries. Is running in short oil of production in 1506. Norway production, Mexico, Indonesia, Anglia, Malaysia, Brazil. Country growing quickly. US comes to the top in production oil. Saudi Arabia, Russia, China, Canada. Next slide. Privately owned or state owned. 79% are privately owned, 90% are public traded. The public and the private status of a few companies is unclear because the publicly traded companies 5.7 million barrels or 12.4% of the state oil productions come privately owned companies. 40.6 million barrels or 87.6% come traded companies. Next slide. Competition between the industries. Companies continuing to compete with each other for customers and growth. Now also competing more aggressively for the executive and new prospect. Barriers to entry are obstacles in the way of new players. In the oil sector, barriers are entry high, obtaining the land and drilling rights. High standard cost, expensive fixed capitals and knowledge, patient in all private barriers in the oil sectors. Demand for oil high, number of supplies remains low. Next slide. Competitive environment evaluations. At the most recent meeting in October 2021, would continue gradually adjust the oil production upgrade 0.4 million barrels per day. In 2020, OPEC cut oil production due to decreased demand during the pandemic. It increasing the oil output through 2021. Next slide. I explained this.
Yes.
Pandicherry. Capital intensive or labor intensive. Capital intensive industry or the industry require capital for the production of goods. Labor intensive industry or the require human resources of the production of goods. The production of oil basically made up of machines. Industry is capital industry and labor industry. Next slide. Pandicherry,
Yeah,
you
my
proceed.
part is challenges faced by oil industries. In 2009, Chevron's disclosed emissions amounted to 697 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. It is estimated the company's total planned emissions from 2018 to 2030 will account for 1.3% of the global 1.5 carbon budget. But between 2010 and 2018, Chevron is all analyzed to have dedicated only 0.2% of its long-term investment to sources of low carbon energy like wind and solar. Chevron has also scored no failing to disclose an aim to align its capital allocation with its target, let alone with the Paris Agreement goal to limit global temperature rises to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Next slide, please. Volatile market. Oil prices more than 40% from the peak topped it. Final quarter of 2018, Chevron's Corp has a validity of for 4.43 and it's 2.1 times more volatile than DOW. 12 of the equities and portfolios are less risky than Chevron's Corp compared to the overall equity market. Validity of historical daily returns of Chevron's Corp is lower than 12% of the global equities and portfolios over the last 90 days. As the market goes up, the company is expected to outperform it. However, if the market returns are negative, Chevron's Corp will likely underperform. At one point last year, the crude oil price was negative, which is an example of the volatility in the market. Next slide, please. Another one challenge is production cost and the competitive pricing. Historically, production costs have proved at the influence by the cost increasing effect of depletion, various cost reducing effects of the technological process. Long term oil demand growth is driven mainly by chemical buttons, much slower pace of 0.7 percentage as energy efficiency and road transportation. In a long pace, 5 production mature basics. In February 2020, the US had an average daily production level of approximately 12.7 million barrels of oil. That average production while validate and trend downward. Consistent weekly drop put upward pressure on oil prices as a result. Next slide.
Habibur Aslam, can you explain, please?
Thank you very much. Can you hear me all?
Yes, I hear. Can you explain your?
Okay, the main challenges which is faced by Chairman Corporation is zero carbon emission. As Chairman Corporation is an oil producing country, so they need to like their main focus is to is to make their company zero carbon emission. For this purpose, they have executed their plan into three scopes: scope one, scope two, scope three. In scope 3, the company has decided to reduce its carbon emission up to 5% by the end of 2028. The company has started its works on scope 3 from 2016. In scope 1 and 2, the company has decided to like reduce its carbon emission by net zero by the end of 2050 by by complying with government policies and getting new technology. For this purpose, the company has divided their operations their operations in three parts, which is like methane management, energy management, and flaring management. Next slide, please. So methane is the key factor in carbon emission. The corporation is set up to like 50% by 2028 to reduce it from 2016 baseline by the commercially and easily available technology. This methane management project is divided into two main parts, which is like Project Astra. The Astra project Astra is advanced next generation methane innovation. In this project, the company has collaborated with the University of Texas in Austin. Their main goal is to minimize like methane for oil producing companies on their sites. Next slide, please. Energy management. So the key factor to control carbon emission is energy management. The energy management in scope 1 and 2, the corporation is set to reduce its carbon emission to 70%. The corporation is working on nearly 35 projects which will help to reduce nearly 1 million tons of carbon dioxide per year when they are fully implemented. The corporation is also working on renewable and energy storage. The corporation is trying to like get fully renewable energy like 60 agreement with permanent vessels on windmills. The corporation is also looking and investing in ways to get the carbon emission low. Next slide, please. So flaring management. The company is working on reducing flaring up to 60%. The company is also the contributor in World Bank Zero Routine Flaring 2030 initiative. The company has also reduced its flare natural gases and uses only on necessary sites, which will help to reduce 40% since 2016. The corporation is also looking for other ways to reduce flaring. For example, in Anglo operations, the company has reduced greenhouse gas up to 80%. This help in elimination, which will help in elimination of natural gas, and become its and become and it will help to become fully renewable energy. Thank you. Next slide, please. So these are all the references which were given by me and my friends on our research based. Thank you very much. Up to Saranjeev.